Alright guys, welcome back. If you don't know where we're standing right now, this was a piece of property that we did a lot of filming on kind of last year. It's a beautiful 150 acres that I managed for a buddy. And guys, things have been going good. We broke ground last year with some mulching. You know, we got some food plots established. We got a couple feeders up, you know, kind of been moving some cameras around. Last year we had a couple pretty good sized bucks roll through, but you know, every month that I'm going through here and I'm taking inventory and I'm just kind of figuring out more about this property, I still believe that we're missing some big bucks. The property's kind of confusing. There's a massive shop that my buddy runs his business through, so you know, there's a lot of noise out here. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of trucks driving up and down. You can see what's behind me between, you know, people coming in and out. So I decided to go out and scout a new spot on this property. It's a beautiful 30-acre cutover. I threw up a feeder and some other cameras on some highways, and guys, within 2 days, we had some pretty good looking bucks walking through. So you could tell that they have landlocked back here because the feeders that we have going on up here, you can tell there's a lot of does. Older, mature buck doesn't like to be crowded, and I think that's what's going on right here. You know, it's just funny how within 150 yards, I've seen these deer that I haven't seen in probably 6 to 7 months. So guys, what we're gonna do today is come through with a mulcher. We are going to break ground. It's almost a stage 2 on this property. We're gonna break down and clear out a beautiful spot back here in this 30 acres. My buddy Matthew's bringing his skid steer, his mulcher, truck trailer. His company's MWM Landscaping and Grading. So I'm gonna throw all this stuff in the description, guys, and you'll probably see a little bit more of Matthew. Once we get down there, I'm gonna kind of start laying out more about what we're gonna be doing, but I'm super excited to break ground. I love seeing something from nothing into something, so I really enjoy doing these videos. So that being said, let's wait for Matthew to arrive and let's get clearing. All right guys, so Matthew just pulled up. Look at this truck, son. It's a damn good looking truck. His trailer, everything we got on here is it's a lot of money and equipment. So we're gonna be very efficient today with what we do. We just kind of jumped in the four-wheeler, and I got 2 creeks that we need to cross to get back to this 30 acres that we're about to do. I just want to make sure that the bottom of it's kind of hard, so we don't have to worry about getting stuck or anything. But once we actually get back to where we're going to start, we're going to jump on the GoPro again and kind of walk through with what we're trying to get done today. And then guys, you know the way these videos go from that point on, it's pretty much a time lapse, small updates, and hopefully today we're going to get at least an acre or 2 cleared and have an amazing food plot to come behind us. So we're cutting in right now where we're pretty much gonna start this project. It comes through this little pencil line of hardwoods. We gotta kind of cross this creek that is holding no water because we've been in like a 14-day drought. So we just came back to the spot, so this is kind of what I'm thinking. This is Matthew. What's up? He's 7 foot tall. I'm not even joking, dude. This dude's massive. We're just gonna kind of explain what we're gonna do. So I was just telling Matthew, whenever we cross this creek right here, I want easy access for my guy to be able to just come in here and just walk straight, because this is all bedding. I wouldn't want him to have to walk, you know, left to right. The feeder where I established right now is up there, but for what we're about to do, it's gonna make sense, and I think it's gonna be best, bro, if we can even leave this tree, just go around this. But my goal is to cut in about 30 or 40 yards. So I just want like a 6 to 8 foot trail, you know? So maybe like, how wide is that? About 6 foot?
So 2 passes, we can do 2 passes.
Two passes all the way down. And then once we come to that, you know, 30 to 40 yard stretch, square off like this, and then just start making lanes. So depending on how the day is and how thick we are back there, either we're gonna have it like a rectangle, long and skinny, or we might have it wider, but you know, like just more like a square. Yeah. But the blind is literally going to sit right when we stop that path. So let's just clear in, see what we're working with, and then we'll just kind of go from there, man. Alright guys, so what I'm walking down right now is kind of an S shape that we had to do. That's just the way it goes. You don't know, a cutover is so thick, you don't know what's gonna be here once you start. So you can see I'm walking down this giant dip. That's our trail that we cut in. There's just a ditch that runs all through here. So we kind of cockeyed and like got through the ditch, and then we kind of curved back up here, and now we're working on this area. You always have plans of how you want things to go, but like this stuff just happened. So what I'm honestly thinking now is, because we kind of cleared this area out to kind of see what we were working with, it starts to kind of open up a little bit this way. So this possibly could be where the stand's gonna go, and then we just open up all through here. All right, so an update, I have closed off the whole trail that we pretty much started with. I laid some trees in front of it. Yeah, the leaves are gonna fall off, but that's enough to border deer to make them go around. I do not want to use that trail for the deer or access for us. What we're gonna wind up doing is actually making a new trail. We now know that the terrain down there is so crazy. We're gonna make a new trail going out that's gonna be better for access. But guys, the plot is it's coming together well. Once you kind of step out here, we got to finish shaving off this a little bit more, but the plot is literally opened up to this right here. Little by little we're getting it, but boy, she's coming out good. All right, y'all, currently we are sharpening blades because, boys, we have been mulching some trees, son. The plot looks absolutely fantastic right now. We're just expanding the last part of it. We're almost rounding off the very, very end and come back in for the very, very last part, and kind of honestly favor this right side. The left side we're kind of limited because the slope is just going downhill so bad, but we are literally on like top of a ridge. It really does look great though. That mulcher, man, it puts in freaking work. It's literally chopping up 17-foot trees with just one go all the way down. That is one of the top of the line mulchers you can honestly have, and I am very grateful for Matthew being here today helping me out with it. All right guys, it's been a couple days and this is how far we've gotten on our plot, but today is day 2 and we plan to come back in here, do a little bit more mulching. Really gonna round off this bottom down here, kind of extend it a little bit more, and then we're gonna have a root rake in here and just kind of clean it up as much as we can, because guys, I would really like to come in here and try to plant, but I'm just walking around here and you got to see the deer tracks through here, man. There's some coyotes too, but deer, they're just a very curious animal. They want to know what's going on. I'm excited to actually start putting some things up here that they're gonna enjoy and want to, you know, start using it more. But so far the location's been great because, like I said, this is kind of a highway for deer. They're crossing through here already, and I'm super stoked to see where it goes. Let's go ahead and wait for Matthew. Once he gets here, guys, we're gonna start right away. It's early, it's not 100 degrees yet, so let's try to keep it that way. All right, for Matthew just to be able to just kind of clear and do his thing, I'm having him do one giant loop around, and then he's gonna come out over here where the plot ends. Therefore, he knows what needs to be cut, and he can just mow through all of this. Y'all leave a comment if you enjoy creating your own spots, your own plots, your own access points. A couple days ago, this spot was so overgrown, and now we're trying to control how we can get more deer in here, how to make them feel comfortable. And I just enjoy having the layout, and it's kind of just all in my head. And you know, I like communicating and trying to work with the guys who are operating and getting this spot the best we can possibly get it. And by mistake, it's not a root rake, it's a Harley rake that Matthew's gonna go grab. But I'm gonna kind of start right here and give you guys a POV view of what we're really looking like. So obviously our access path, once you get to here, this is where the blind's gonna be. We'll brush the front of it to try to, you know, help coverage when we're climbing up the ladder. This area right here is kind of where we started when it was just rooted up really bad. The ditches, we just really kind of abandoned this spot, and I kind of blocked the path as much as we possibly can. I'll let this stuff grow back. It'll be grown up in about a month. Right now we're walking down the left side, and you could see the terrain of this is like still pretty bad. That's where the Harley rake's gonna really come into play. We're gonna try to push all of this into this corner and kind of work down the whole entire wood line. We're halfway through the plot now. This is where we kind of started this morning and reopened up near about all of this. So we really try to stay like with our angles. I'm really big into shaping these plots, and this right here, guys, I shit you not, this morning I was sitting over there in that corner and I heard and I look up and I literally saw a deer run off. So I'm really thinking this is where they're gonna be coming from here. I kind of walked back there already. There's a lot of bedding, there's trails all defined. Having something like this that kind of opens up into the plot, it makes the deer kind of, you know, almost be into the open, but I mean, it kind of makes them feel safe. Naturally, if we didn't do this, the deer are gonna find areas where they're gonna walk in to do the same exact thing, but I allowed them to kind of do it in the field a little bit. Stuff like that I just love doing. It really allows you to try to control the deer and get them to, you know, do what you want them to do. So now we're at the back side of the plot, and this is where we kind of rounded it off. We started all the way over there, and this is honestly most of our flat ground. This is where we'll have a feeder. This is where we'll have our camera. Hopefully the deer are going to be stacking up in this area and really enjoying it. And then after it rounds, it just kind of shoots right back down to the corner 90s, and we're back at the spot where we access. The plot is finally complete. Look at how good this thing looks, man. I love seeing it through the drone, and it's just the whole layout, man. And it's a bird's eye view, and I'm just glad it came out the way it did. The Harley rake did amazing, and probably put about 2 10-foot stacks on the slope down there, so kind of actually leveled it out a little bit, and it couldn't have come out any better, guys. Huge thanks to Matthew for coming out. I'm gonna link all of his stuff in the description. He actually might come out to the new property soon, guys, and do a little work for me out there, because our cutover is growing back at a rapid rate, and we need to get that thing mulched down to have it controlled a little bit more. If you guys want to see me do a part 2 of going out there and setting up the feeders, getting the camera set up, kind of that next step of, you know, why we did this food plot, let me know in the comments down below. We have some really exciting stuff coming this month for our properties, and guys, you know what to do. Stay tuned, and I'll catch you on the next one.